Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into one of the most talked about topics in the crypto world, the idea that Dogecoin might never hit that long-awaited $1 mark. For years, investors and fans have dreamed of the day Dogecoin reaches $1, a symbolic milestone that has defined countless discussions and market predictions. But now, new analysis and expert commentary are challenging that dream, suggesting that the days of speculative hype may be fading and that a new era, powered by real-world utility, might be taking its place. The big question is, has Dogecoin reached its peak, or is it simply evolving into something different? And as investors begin looking for the next major opportunity, one emerging trend, PayFi, is capturing serious attention. This new movement in financial technology could represent where crypto is truly heading next. To understand why many experts are rethinking Dogecoin's potential, we need to go back to the beginning, to when Dogecoin was more than a digital asset. It was a cultural movement. Dogecoin started in 2013 as a lighthearted experiment, a parody of Bitcoin meant to make fun of the growing cryptocurrency mania. Its creators never intended it to become a global phenomenon. But by 2021, fueled by social media buzz and Elon Musk's frequent endorsements, Dogecoin had turned into something no one could have predicted, a symbol of community power and the idea that even a joke could turn into a legitimate investment opportunity. At its peak, Dogecoin rose from less than a cent to around 73 cents in just a few months. The hype was unstoppable. Memes flooded the internet, retail investors jumped in, and the $1 goal became a rallying cry across platforms like Twitter, Reddit, and TikTok. It wasn't just about price anymore, it was about proving that a community could move markets. But like every wave of speculation, the euphoria eventually cooled. As the broader crypto market corrected and new narratives emerged, Dogecoin began to lose steam. What made it rise, the viral nature of memes and celebrity influence, couldn't sustain it forever. Investors started asking tougher questions. What does Dogecoin actually do? What's its purpose beyond being a meme? And can it survive in a market increasingly demanding real utility and innovation? This is where the conversation begins to shift. Because while Dogecoin remains one of the most recognized cryptocurrencies on the planet, recognition alone doesn't drive price growth indefinitely. Over time, the market has matured. Traders and institutional players are now more focused on functionality, scalability, and use cases that go beyond speculation. Dogecoin, for all its charm and cultural impact, still runs on technology that hasn't seen major innovation in years. Its primary function remains transactional, but even that utility is limited when compared to newer blockchains that process payments faster and integrate with financial systems more efficiently. The question is not whether Dogecoin has value, it's whether that value can grow without real upgrades or evolution. Analysts are divided. Some believe that Dogecoin's strong community and name recognition will always give it staying power. Others argue that without a clear roadmap or a shift toward utility, Dogecoin's price ceiling could already be set. The same viral power that once lifted it to extraordinary heights may now be the reason it stagnates. And this leads us to the current reality. Recent reports suggest that Dogecoin may never reach the $1 mark, not because it lacks support, but because the market itself has changed. The crypto landscape of 2025 is nothing like the one from 2021. Back then, emotion and hype drove everything. Now, capital is flowing toward technologies that solve real problems. This shift has created what some analysts are calling the utility migration. Investors who once chased meme coins are now exploring emerging financial models like PayFi, short for payment finance. This is the intersection where crypto meets real-world finance, focusing on seamless cross-border transactions, instant conversions, and interoperability between digital and fiat currencies. PayFi is being described as the next step in crypto's evolution, a system that takes the accessibility and decentralization of blockchain and combines it with the practical usability of modern payment networks. It's not about memes or community sentiment anymore. It's about who can make crypto work for everyday people and global transactions. Among these PayFi innovators, one project often mentioned in expert circles is Remittix, also known by its ticker symbol RTX. Remittix has been gaining attention not because of hype, but because of its focus on solving a very tangible problem: how to move money across borders quickly and affordably using crypto as the underlying infrastructure. Here's how it works. Remittix aims to function as a PayFi bridge, allowing users to send crypto in one currency and have it received as fiat on the other side, instantly converted through live exchange rates. It supports multiple cryptocurrencies and operates across numerous countries, focusing on regions where traditional banking systems make international transfers slow or expensive. The reason analysts are paying attention is that this model addresses one of the biggest pain points in global finance: accessibility. Millions of people around the world rely on remittance services every day to send money to family members abroad. The fees can be high, and the wait times long. If blockchain technology can simplify that process, it opens the door for mass adoption beyond just investing. Now, it's important to note that mentioning projects like Remittix isn't financial advice. This discussion is about technological evolution, about how the next wave of innovation is focusing on use cases that directly connect crypto to real-world finance. PayFi represents a structural shift in how the market views value. It's less about speculation and more about solving problems. When we compare this direction to Dogecoin's original purpose, the contrast becomes clear. Dogecoin was never meant to compete as a financial system, it became one by accident. It captured imagination but not necessarily innovation. That's not a failure, it's just a reflection of how fast the industry has matured. What was once revolutionary in 2021 may now feel outdated in 2025. Still, Dogecoin holds cultural value. It reminds investors that markets are not always rational and that community sentiment can be powerful. But as investors grow more strategic, they are increasingly drawn to ecosystems where growth is supported by functionality, networks where every transaction builds real-world value. Experts have begun describing this transition as the utility phase of crypto. After years of hype cycles driven by memes, narratives, and speculative gains, the market is entering a stage where practical solutions matter most. It's not just about owning a token, it's about what that token can actually do. Dogecoin's path forward, therefore, depends on whether it can evolve. Some community developers have proposed integrating new features or even connecting Doge with broader financial frameworks. But such transitions take time, coordination, and vision. Without them, Dogecoin risks remaining a legacy token, iconic, yes, but technologically stagnant. Meanwhile, the rise of PayFi illustrates what the next phase of crypto adoption might look like. Instead of chasing quick price spikes, projects are focusing on making blockchain invisible, where users don't even realize they're using crypto because the experience feels like a normal transaction. That's the type of progress that appeals to institutions and regulators alike. To put it simply, the story of Dogecoin and the emergence of PayFi like Remittix reflect a larger shift in crypto's identity. The market that once celebrated memes is now rewarding innovation. The energy that fueled speculative rallies is being redirected toward building systems that people actually use. In that sense, Dogecoin's journey isn't over, it's just evolving into a cautionary example of what happens when popularity outpaces utility. It remains a vital part of crypto's history and a reminder that community-driven assets can shape markets in unpredictable ways. But in the years ahead, success may be defined not by how viral a coin becomes, but by how useful it is in real life. As we move deeper into this new phase of crypto development, one thing is clear: technology is taking center stage again. The projects that will define the next bull cycle are likely those that bridge the gap between digital and traditional finance, offering solutions that ordinary users can rely on daily. Dogecoin will always hold a special place in crypto culture, the coin that started as a joke and became a movement. But if it wants to hit that long-awaited $1 mark, it will need more than nostalgia. It will need reinvention. Whether that happens or not will depend on whether its developers and community can transform its brand power into technological progress. Until then, the market continues to explore new territories, and PayFi appears to be one of the most promising directions yet. Whether through Remittix or other emerging projects, the focus is shifting toward real utility, and that's where long-term value is likely to be found. So, while the dream of Dogecoin hitting $1 might be fading, it doesn't mark the end of innovation. Instead, it signals the beginning of something new, a stage where crypto isn't just about speculation, but about building systems that redefine how we move money, trade, and connect financially across borders. And that's where the real story begins.